Artwork, critiques, Photoshop files, and reference sheets are all available on my Patreon. Well, hello there, you delicious lot. I hope you're all doing bloody well. My name's Mikey, and welcome along to another episode of Draw With Mikey, episode 104. Guys, it's been a while. I've got some explaining to do, and don't I know it. But before we get cracking with that, make sure... Can you hear that? Grab yourself a cup of tea if you can, guys. This is the super casual midweek swear word, swear alert series, where maybe I've just been working on something art-wise in the background, and I'm going to read through your comments and kind of touch bases for you guys. That's what we do. I was a little bit worried that I'd kind of get out of the flow and forget how to do this, but fortunately, on the backup, these episodes are always terrible, so it's going to be just fine. Guys, we had a little bit of a down patch between now and the last episode, which was like 3 weeks ago, I'm so sorry, where I'd been off and a bit ill. And I was just like, I don't even know if it's a bit psychological and stress related or what, but I wasn't kind of feeling that well. And I don't know if it's the same thing, but whatever's happened, it wasn't psychological. I was not well. Basically, in a nutshell, because we won't go into the details, the main key areas, what's that, willy, mouth and bum, in an order that would surprise you, fluid was just ejecting from my body. Also, tear ducts and sweat glands had a really good go at joining in as well, so it's been a messy time. Subsequent to that, I got much better. This was ages ago, by the way, I was better. Then my Huion GT bad boy tablet screen flickered for about 15 minutes one evening and never turned on ever again. So I pulled out my Cintiq Companion 2 as backup. Always got to play the game right. And then used that for 2 days and the LCD board fried. So now I've got to send that off to Germany to get fixed for an inordinate amount of money. Anyway, basically, that's what's going on. So right now I'm scribbling away on a rather small, but thank God they sent it to me, XP Pen Artist 12, for those of you who care. So anyway... those are my excuses out of the way, but it does mean at the beginning of this episode you probably as usual see an advert for Patreon, blah 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 Patreon. I'm going to go ahead and say ignore it, don't click it, it's not deserved right now. I am still working on last month's Patreon rewards, which are usually delivered around the 5th of the month. That's the dream. But I'm actually still right in the middle of it. I'm working on a ash piece for you fantastic people. And then I got kind of a bit stuck with it. And I was just like, because it was already late because I was only just well enough and had the equipment to start doing it after the deadline. It probably felt a little bit more high stress. So I took my own advice. And for the last few days, I've actually just walked away from it. So now I'm well keen to get back into finishing off Ash for you and obviously making all those variations. So I think those are the main two topics. Don't think I don't appreciate stroke forget about you, but as of right now, I'm not quite the... Wait, what are you when you're patronized, I guess? The content creator, you know what I mean? Me on the other receiving end. I'm not quite holding up my end of a bargain right now. So trust me, we're going to get all of that locked back into play. Right, okay, so yeah, basically guys, let me read through your comments and say hello, because it was a while ago. I think the last question that I threw, you fantastic delicious people, was who's still doing Inktober? Because I was just curious, because the way I remember Inktober is it burns you the fuck out. So I was just wanting to see kind of, has anybody committed all the way through? Anyway, without further ado, Izami Gumbara says, the intro took me out. Also, is that a JoJo reference? Izami, it is a JoJo reference indeed. For reasons. I think I mentioned this maybe last time, but it was so long ago, child. As well as loving JoJo, I loved Yes before the fact, so it's a win-win in my heart. And somebody ___ says, I wonder what's under your hood and what your hair looks like. Lols, I don't know why I thought, but I want to see it. Oh, somebody. You can see my hair like it's in my banner and probably on Instagram and general life. It's long, tied back, trimmed pretty short round the edges sort of thing, but it's not quite a top knot because it's quite long. I don't know. Basically, you can see it. It's not like a secret, but whenever I stream on Twitch, it's kind of like the look that people expect me to have now, a beard and a beanie. Also glasses. So yeah, it's kind of what goes on. Also, it's a bit of a comforter as well. I do like my beanie, although it does need to go into the wash, which you probably didn't need to know. Steve Tronor says, it's my first Inktober. Oh, Steve, how did you find it? It's tough. Oh, you're answering my question, but I keep going. Wish me luck. Yeah, guys, everybody who's been having a go at Inktober, how did that go for you guys? Did you all get on okay, or did anybody find after that they didn't want to look at ink again for a little bit of a while? Tiki Torches says, I've been doing Inktober challenge with my mum, and it's been a blast so far. Oh, Fantastic. Maybe I'm the only one who had a bit of a problem with that. Fantastic, guys. And Zookeeper02 says, "Hi, Mikey." Hello, Zookeeper. What am I working on? I skipped into Inktober halfway through. Good lad. But I started a little comic strip project. Like you said, it's good to have something that makes you feel committed, even if you want to improve your skills. Thanks for the wisdom, Sensei. Oh my god, Zookeeper. Let me just sip this. You're too kind, but chances are if I've said something that sounds like good advice, it's because I've heard it from somebody who gives good advice, so just passing it along. By the way, love your new in and outro. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh yeah, of course. You know what, I think we've mentioned this every single stream. The rather fantastic and lovely Raquel Lilly, a friend of mine from across the pond, who's a Twitch streaming singer, songwriter type. Yeah, let me just grab a bit of that. And also, Michael Martin says, "I'm working on day 18. Oh my god, guys, it is, wait, it's Wednesday today, so you're going to listen to, well, you'll get this on Thursday. So it's the 15th. Oh my god, guys, not that it's important, but when you're listening to this, it's my birthday, 16th of November. Happy birthday, me. Yay. Although I'll be 34, and as a man without a large family, I don't actually celebrate it. Not that I'm a boo-hooer or anything like that, but yeah, I just genuinely don't care. Woot Woot says, "I'm not doing Inktober, but I do have a story from last year about Inktober." Well, Woot Woot, I'm all ears. I did the first 4 days, woke up on the 5th day and completely forgot that Inktober was a thing. Oh, shit. And only remembered that Inktober existed on Halloween. I'm not doing Inktober because I have other stuff I'm working on. I know, right? Absolutely. In fact, this is a thing. Like, I basically, guys, I'm hoping... Because after you go, like, offline for a little bit, it's just like, ooh, do I feel anxious about getting back on a horse and all that sort of stuff, especially when you've kind of been living a bit of a gastroenteritic life for a little while. Turns out, no, absolutely, dive back in with both feet. But I don't have any, he says, touch wood, I don't really have any plans between now and Christmas, so I'm really hoping that I'm going to be like super present online. I'm going to be on Twitch a load, I'm going to be smashing out the YouTube videos and all that sort of stuff, and oh my god, let's not talk about my Facebook page. God almighty. Yeah, loads of stuff. I'm looking forward to it, basically, guys. I'm super psyched to be back on the scene. And also, you have to work really hard after you stop doing videos on YouTube for YouTube to start promoting your videos again, because YouTube only likes people who upload content every day, and you guys know what my opinion about that is already. Elmer's Glue, hello there. Gang Weed. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. So in the image of 3 weeks ago, it was probably an MTG card. Some background societal sort of thing where a guy is influencing the decisions of a king. Well, basically, it's a long thing. I think I explained it last time because I've kind of forgotten it. But yeah, we worked on a few bits and it did involve symbolism for marijuana. Vengeful Ghost says, "Can you do a drawing sitting pose?" Vengeful, yes, we need to do tutorials on sitting and kneeling and all sorts of variations to kind of really push through those feelings and skills of the building block methods behind those anime ladies indeed. And the right-handed artist says, "Yo, Mike." Hello, the right hand. "How should I handle commissions?" Wow. Big question, right? A question on the mind of many of an artist. Now, bear in mind that I've been closed for commissions for the better part of a year and a half, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. But you want to make sure you cover the basics. Does the commission cover the cost of your materials? Does it cover the cost of your time? So work out what in your country is, say, the minimum national wage, right? And make sure that the commission cost covers your cost in hours, the cost of your equipment, the cost of any posting and stuff like that. And that should be your, and I say should, and bear in mind I'm kind of talking out my arse here, so pinch of salt, right, because everyone's got a different thing. But that should be your absolute bottom rung bare minimum to do something. And I appreciate maybe you just want to do it and do like little emotes and stuff like that, and you're happy to charge pennies for it. That's fine, live your life, I really don't care. But if you're kind of trying to take commissions seriously, there should be no instance where you're going lower than that. And really, you should be going much, much higher, because it's not just your time, it's your skills as an artist. So that should be bumping up the price almost exponentially. And my attitude towards it personally is really, really bad. I say this all the time. My commissions, when I am open for commissions, are not really worth the price I put up there. I think it's kind of people who just feel like they really want art from me more than the art itself, because I have, like I bitch about all the time, very, very little spare time. By the way, this is why I've got no plans between now and Christmas. We have got so much catching up to do. I'm on double shifts right now. So for me, because I've got such little time, personally, that time is quite valuable to me. And the value of my time not doing work and doing something I want to do is higher than my interest in doing a commission for somebody else. So accordingly, I bump those commission prices up. If you want me to put my time into it instead of doing stuff I need to get doing, then it's going to bleed you a little bit. So hopefully that's put everybody off asking me for commission so I can get on with my life. But yeah, it's a tough one. You really do have to find it, and you don't want to price yourself too high so you never get work, and you don't want to undercut yourself because you get angry tweets from other artists saying, you're destroying our industry and setting people's standards too low, we need respect as artists and stuff like that. But everybody's got their own battle. Axio What? Always a pleasure to see you, sir. Hey Mike. Hey Axio. 3 simple questions. Are you still cramming The Walking Dead? Oh my god! Oh fuck yeah, film cram. Yes, you know what, because I wrote the script and was about to record it and then I was ill. Fuck, we're going to come back to that. Yeah, Walking Dead Season 1 crammed, watch this space. 2, have you caught up the recent season of the show? No, please no spoilers guys. Last time I was around, spoiler alert, he says, wow, it's a one-way street. I'll give them out, but I don't want to take them. Last time, by the way, if you've not watched For Walking Dead and you honestly don't know about it, I am being serious, mute me right now. So last time I was around for The Walking Dead, it was Glenn when he got his face smashed in. That was the last kind of half of the season, because I don't even think I saw all the way to the end of that. I think I was kind of going through a lot of shock and a lot of emotions accordingly. And lastly, Michonne fan art for DW. Oh, Michonne! Yeah! Ooh. Yeah, we could look at it, Axio, we could. A Smudge Cycle says, judge me, senpai. Ooh. Plus, I'm the only one who's just starting Inktober for the first time ever. Oh, how did you find it? But cannot for the life of them get the actual inking part. Instagram, Smudgy Cycle, if anyone would like to take a look or chat. Oh, awesome. I hope that promo works for you. Chaos Grunt 22 says, I myself kind of dove right into drawing after I had a drawing class in college, so I didn't honestly know about Inktober, so no, I didn't participate. Lols. Right now I'm trying to do some realism practice pieces. I hear it's good to do realism to help you draw from imagination. Imagination. South Park, anybody? But I don't really know. I'm still going to watch your tutorials because they really help me start. Chaos Grunt. That's the magic of art. There's no one route, there's no one answer. As long as you're enjoying doing it, do it to your heart's bloody content, mate. Absolutely. And Bubble Gaming says, hey Mikey, hello Bubble. I have been trying to draw realistic anime art. I can't seem to get it right. I think my proportions of the head are wrong, like the body when I work it out, because I usually draw chibi and some normal anime. Can you do a tutorial on it, or at least give me a manga or some artist artwork I can reference? Love your videos. Peace out. Peace to you. Thanks for teaching me how to draw arms. Bye. Hope anyone sees this. Anyone. Oh, thank you very much. So kind. No worries about the arm tutorials. I'm glad that helped. God, I need to improve those tutorials though. Realistic anime art. It is a weird, it's a weird journey going from the anime style towards anime realism. It's a really nice zone to get into though. I'm kind of appreciating that way more. So, realism side that still has the slightest hint of kind of graphic subversion to it, but is almost 95% realism, but actually still has this slight stylistic edge. I must strongly recommend Fernanda Suarez. I think her name is Fernanda Suarez. Give her a Google. Her art will blow your mind. And what I generally find, the first thing that I personally do when I'm kind of trying to go from one to the other is, say you've got your slightly more traditional anime style and they've got big bad boy eyeballs, right? Make those eyes smaller. You can keep them still anime-ish, but the smaller and more to human scale you make those eyes, that's like that's 80% of the journey right there. And then you just start looking more at people references more than you look at anime references, and you just slowly let your style kind of mold down that road a little bit more, and eventually you're going to kind of find yourself in a place that you might enjoy. Other air quotes realistic anime, there's really obvious ones like Tsukimi-chan and people like that, but really, you're talking about a massive spectrum. There are like 110 million artists who fall into that zone, I'm sure. Have a look at as many as you can find. Equestrian Deventusocus says, so far, Inktober is still on track. Oh man, this is such old news, guys. I'm so sorry. I've been doing things that I know I can finish in a day or less. Very smart of you. And that means setting aside anything that I know I want to spend more time on. Tutorials, torturous, but necessary. Yes, so again, that's the thing, I can't afford the putting aside part. Mr. Taku says, hey Mike, hello man. Do you think learning to draw in a comic book style first is better than drawing in the anime style first, as the features are more realistic? Sip of that hot leaf juice. Oh yeah, hot leaf juice me up, mate. I don't know what the argument, not saying you, but I know well, actually no, completely let me change how I'm starting that answer. Yeah, if you like to think that way. I do say certainly, and in a really similar way, anybody who... wait, have I even said this before? God, I'm repeating myself. I'm sure I am, but hi, guys. Whenever people tell me, oh, I want to draw anime, but my art teacher won't let me, and my art teacher says I've got to draw real people first, that is fucking really good advice. Your art teacher's saying that for a very good reason. Get on that anime boat a little bit later down the line, but get your realism down if you want to first. That is definitely... And again, I'm not going to force you. I don't have a gun or anything. He's got a gun! Is that a weapon? But I do certainly recommend to do that first if... in terms of a way that I would approach it, at least. Actually, yeah, I'm going to force you. So if your nearest best thing to, air quotes, correct realistic proportions and facial structure is to do it into that comic book style, and don't get me wrong, you can still do that and go mental. Who's the guy who does J. Scott Campbell, Danger Girl stuff? As an example, absolutely fantastic things going on there. So personally I would, if you've got no experience in life studies and drawing people, then yeah, you might want to consider it. But maybe you only want to be an anime artist and you only want to go down that manga route, then you can certainly do that. But if you do make sure you've had a go at both, you're going to be a better person for it in the long run, I would suggest. Just the experience and knowing that that's an option in the background opens up more options for how you can approach artwork. Chameleon S! Wow, okay, wow, I'm reading Chameleon S in the past. Chameleon S is a hardcore crewer on the Twitch side of things, so I'm sure I've talked to you since then. But you say, thank you so much for drawing this card for me, Mikey. I absolutely love your composition and the way you approach a topic. The stream was glorious and an absolute pleasure to watch you. Thank you so much, you're so kind. Also love the new intro featuring hashtag babyface Mikey. Yeah, let's not worry about that. Gotta have a shave sometime. To love your work as always, hashtag hardcore crew. Right back at you, thank you. The Reaper says, I'm getting problems with colouring when I do digital art, like when I lighten skin tones, etc. Love your work. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you, man. Lightening skin tone, etc. Well, Reaper, you need to help me out a bit more with your kind of... what do you mean by problems? All I can do is throw down some basic things for what problems I had. When I first started getting into colouring digital pieces and getting into skin tones, what I found that I did is, once I had a skin tone that I like, I would either pick something that was way too saturated to start off with, and I couldn't understand why everything was blown out and looking so creepy, or if I found the right skin tone, oh dear, my voice is going, or if I found the right skin tone, when it came to doing the shadings and shadow, I do the equivalent of just using a multiply layer, like take whatever colour it is and drop it further towards the darks and greys. And when you do that, you can flatten your character's kind of piece and make it look a bit dead. So you want to remember that you need to like get some subsurface scattering or that feeling of blood in there. So if I feel I'm getting too shadowy and too flat and too dead, I start to push a little bit of, tiny bit of kind of pinks and reds into certain things or along the edges of shadows, just to help make the characters look alive again. So I don't know if that's of any use, but otherwise, why not give us some more detail? Sarah Mixon says, I love Yes! Best band ever! Sarah Mixon, get yourself a can of Coke, man. Like, my guitar teacher got me into Yes, and then opened my eyes to the world of prog rock when I was, rock with a W, when I was about, when was I doing guitar? I genuinely don't know. Somewhere between 14 to 16, maybe? Something like that. Anyway, yeah, absolutely. That's some stuff that stays with you. Anyway, I love the artwork for their albums too. It's so good. Oh, man, yeah, those 70s concept artwork and concept artist albums and stuff like that were mental. Do you know what? Have you ever read... I don't know how to put it. I think it's like Yes, Close to the Edge. It's got that green cover and it's got this... By the way, I haven't looked physically at the physical version of that album for a very long time. But I think, unless I've got this wrong and I'm thinking of something else, but I think it's got this weird multi-layered planet with loads of holes, but other layers, like a layer cake, do the magic that turns 2 kilograms into 3, that kind of makes up this kind of like layerized but hollow but multiple layered planet sort of thing, but maybe it's not a planet, it's kind of a conceptual curly design. But that really massively reminds me of Dan Simmons' Hyperion, because on one of the international covers of the book, they've got the world tree, and these trees are like giant floating spaceships that have like a pseudo-religious relationship with the people who occupy them. It's so fucking cool. But yeah, those older... you're taking me down a bit of an alley now. So like 70s concept sci-fi book cover art. If you can find stuff of that nature, there is some fantastic stuff out there. And that kind of That, because obviously that's all real media painting back then. And those kind of textures and the kind of qualities and weights you get on some of that stuff was... Okay, anyway, Contemplate Text says, hope all is well, Mikey. Oh yeah, Contemplate. So like I was saying, oh my goodness. These things come in threes. 2 tablets and one man getting incredibly... Boy at heart. One man getting incredibly ill. So I'm glad we're out of that. You know what? It's things like that. Because I always remember after I'm ill and then I forget because you get better, right? But sometimes, and I don't recommend being ill, it sucks. But sometimes being ill reminds you how fucking amazing it can be just to feel normal. Just feeling normal. I think I wasn't appreciating it a little bit earlier this year. I appreciate feeling normal again, okay? That is a good feeling. It's also my way of getting out of doing any cardio and jogging. Nah, normal's just fine. Papplefag says... Oh, wait, no, Contemplate. What did you say? I was kidding. Oh, right. No worries, Contemplate. I got you. From something ages ago. Papplefag says... by the way, I was in a stream and suggested... Tentacle. Oh, you're... Love Oni-chan. Fantastic. I can't deal with it when you guys have different usernames between different platforms. But, you know, I'm not telling you off. Fantastic. Deaf Serpent says, I've never actually participated fully in Inktober because I always jump on it late as hell. Yeah, well, you know what, that's probably not a bad attitude. If you jump on it really late, you know that you don't have to freak out and commit to the whole thing. It's the rest of us who start it first thing in on the 1st of Inktober and think that we must sit on this rule where we're going to do it every day. And you know what, you can just come and go, it's fine, no one's going to get you. Woot Woot says, hey Mikey, hello Woot Woot. Please draw, oh my words. Please draw a gender bent and aged up Riku from Kingdom Hearts. Dude, maybe. Kingdom Hearts has always been that game where I have no idea what or why. And I think Super Eyepatchful posted something that really rings true. He said, the more that people tell me about Kingdom Hearts, the more I think everybody's trolling me or something like that. Because what's the concept? Disney characters get together with characters from the Final Fantasy series, and some kid has a key for a sword, and then they all have a big battle. It's kind of combat. I don't know what the actual plot or story is. And then in one of them, there's the real kid and the real princess, but then they've got projections of their alternative selves or something, and then they have to merge back together and unify as single people, even though they had separated personalities and adventures and stuff. That was really mental. And so basically, I didn't even know what the context was of that, but I'd seen this one cutscene. Anyway, I don't get Kingdom Hearts. I don't have anything against it, but I don't get it. Kingdom Hearts, Gwent from The Witcher 3. I feel like there's this one other thing. Anyway, I don't get Gwent and I don't get Kingdom Hearts, okay? Also, I don't tumble, alright? I don't like Tumblr. Kolga TV says, Aye, man, how you doing? And Sokotai Art says, hey Mikey, hello dude. I think you have a really awesome art style. Oh, thank you, man. It's always changing. It's never quite concrete, but I'm still on the journey myself just as much as anyone else. But when I do the MTG cards, I do actually really like them because they're like, do you know when you get like a special feeding bowl or a dog toy where, you know, they have to work for the food a little bit. You know, it doesn't quite come out straight away and it keeps their minds active. That's how I feel about the Mikey the Gathering cards, because it's nice to take a break from drawing the anime babes. Not too much of a break, but it is nice. And then getting given just 3 random keywords and trying to come up with something, and also come up with whatever that thing is backstory, and also come up with whatever that thing is with its backstory, how that translates into an action for a playing card game. Actually, I'm starting to really fucking enjoy doing that. So, yeah, I kind of need to mix it up. But, yeah, I sort of go from those cartoonish tumble-downs back to the anime style and whatever else kind of gets my fancy. Oh, my God! Oh, that's just reminded me to say. So, in the background of today's episodes, guys, as obviously you know by now, we're about 20 minutes in, you've been watching me just very slowly drawing a picture of Stan Lee. It's not a very good picture. It was the best I could do. It's just a little tribute. We lost a big boy. We lost a big boy in the realm of people who love, storytelling and comics and drawing and art in general. So, yeah, Black Ribbon stream, that one was. I wish the circumstances were different, obviously, but it's been a very, very long time since I'd actually tried to do a study of someone. So what that showed me very quickly was I need a lot of practice with that, but also reminded me how much I love sitting down and drawing faces and actually just going really quiet for a while and just slowly put a line down, erase it slightly, move it over, nudge for weight, look at your reference, what's a little bit different between mine and Bear's, the eyes need to go in, the jaws need to come out, again, just really slowly, zero pressure, not trying to work very quickly, studies. That's a great way to spend some time. But yeah, rest in peace, man. Also, it doesn't help that I thought Jim Lee had died for a little bit, so I'm so glad that I double checked before I started tweeting out my condolences. Jim Lee's very much alive, guys. He is rocking it. He's on Twitch sometimes as well. You're very... actually, maybe it's every Sunday now. God, if you can catch a Jim Lee stream, watch what that man does. Look at his style and look how he does things. Anyway, Lost says, Mikey, can you do a tutorial on how to draw clothes on a body if you have time? Lost, absolutely. It's materials in a very general sense, then materials in a very specific sense, i.e. how to draw jeans, how to draw t-shirts, tra-la-la, all on that list. That list is getting pushed back and pushed back. We have so much to do. One thing I can never complain about is, and I'm not saying I'm particularly creative when it comes to like great ideas, but in terms of things to do, we are not going to run out anytime soon. Like, there is a lot to be done. I'm never going to sit down and just think, oh, what shall I do? It's always, oh God, which one of these things do I need to get done first? Winter Wraith says, where is that good old sledgehammer at? Oh, guys, yeah. You've probably noticed nowadays, although I've still got that kind of explosion mikeymegamega intro, I have for a very, very long time been muting out, or like we've come away from Savant's Sledgehammer, which is a great tune, but my relationship with that isn't, of that particular tune, yeah, listen to Mikey's relationship about a song. My relationship with that song isn't quite what it used to be. I used to love it, love it, love it, and I think since I made it like my loud, obnoxious intro tune back when I was still kind of finding my feet about what's my channel about, you know, who am I as a YouTuber and all that sort of stuff, all those weird questions. It's kind of a little bit out of place these days and a little bit too aggressive, and also sometimes the sound levels punch a little bit too high and then it kind of puts you off watching a tutorial. So yeah, we're kind of looking for replacements. We'll see what we've got down the line. Probably what I'll do is I'll just replace it with my new #1 favourite Savant song of all time, The Horror. Oh my god. Guys, if you want to get up and feel pumped and go out and do something, Savant, S-A-V-A-N-T, The Horror. Best Savant track. Change my mind. White 0001 00001. Wait, how does it go? 0000001 wait. No, wait, shit. Bear with. Let me just think about it. Oh no, okay, sorry, I've got it, guys. It goes like this. Wait. 000 wait, 0000001 000000111 Oh, I think that's it. Okay, guys, sorry. I'm not even going to tell you what I've missung because I still didn't get it right, and I'm not going to explain it. But if anybody recognises what I was trying to do, hats off to you. You've got fantastic taste. But only season 1. I think season 2 is a bit weak. But then again, season 1 was based on their entire stand-up, right? So of course it was strong. In season 2, you could tell some production company had said, we're going to give you another season, and they only had, what, 5-6 months to write it or something. It wasn't there. But I bloody love them, whoever they might be. You know, or you don't. Shadow Knight said, when did you start drawing? Oh, so, common question, dude. Oh my god, VFAQ. God, sorry, I just need to write myself a note. Oh, all those things. I like candles in the wind. All those things I said I was going to get done. Okay. I did a little bit of art at school. I can't really say that anything from those art days is stuff that I really apply now, but I certainly learnt that I have the confidence to do art back then, which is probably the most important thing from your childhood. I had an arty mum. She was a potter as well as an artist and art teacher, and then really what did it for me is the last 4 or 5 years just focusing a bit more. Having a YouTube channel forced me to actually take it a bit more seriously, and I'm all grateful for it. So yeah, everybody's got their own way of finding stuff. What about you, Shadow Knight? How long have you been in the business? HB says, please do a gym fit girl tutorial again. Oh, we could do another one. There's far too many people I follow on Instagram to use as references, so yeah. And an indolent person, indolence, my goodness, says, I read Goblin Slayer manga if you're curious if it's more than gore and stuff. It is, it's an, oh wait, sorry. Read the Goblin Slayer manga if you're curious about whether it's more than gore and stuff. It is amazing manga and highly recommend it. Warning though, there's a lot more gore than the anime. Indolent person, yeah. So that conversation continued for me. on Twitch. We must have talked about this last time. So I think probably what I said to you guys was after watching the first episode, I was really curious if it was going to say something and go somewhere. You know how like Berserk kind of subverts loads of stuff? Was Goblin Slayer going to be out the consequences of war, the circle of violence and inaction and greed? Like, you know, people kill goblins and goblins' children and goblin kill people. And like, what if there's a different answer? Guys, do you remember? So, The Last Jedi. There was a moment in The Last Jedi when I thought they were really... Because quite a lot of that movie was subverting... Love it or hate it, there was definitely subverted expectations, right? So for that, I'm going to give it props regardless of what the overall vibe is. But there's a bit in The Last Jedi where they have their fight in the big throne room. And the guy's just like... Burn all of it. Forget about the resistance. Forget about the Sith. Forget about the forget about the resistance. Forget about the Empire, right? He was just like, join me. And for a minute, I was just like, oh, no way. What if this time there's an end to the cycle? What if it's no longer about the rebellion blowing up the Empire's base? What if he's saying, I'm going to take charge of the Empire and we're just going to fucking stop the war? We're just going to fucking integrate. I'm going to integrate the rebellion back into society. I'm going to slowly over the next 5 years shut down the empire in its current military state, create a little bit less autocracy and a little bit more self-governance to different systems, and just use all of the stormtroopers as kind of a police force instead of being a policed state. So for a split second when I was in the cinema, I was just like, fuck. What if that's it? What if the Star Wars canon, all 9 movies, doesn't end with war and a battle, but it ends with peace? Not peace that you fight for, but peace that you sit down and you talk your way towards. I was just like, oh my god, if they did. And then of course they didn't. He was just like, basically I'm the new emperor anyway. But for a split second, I was just so fucking into it. And so, anyway, so Goblin Slayer. So I was just like, wow, is this going to be all about the fact that A always leads to B, and you've got a, Daenerys, mother of dragons, Daenerys Storeborn, mother of dragons, breaker of trains sort of thing. I don't want to be another spoke in a wheel. I want to break the wheel, which, to be honest, she never really backed up after saying that, but let's not moan about the later seasons of Game of Thrones. So in that, I was just like, wow, what if Goblin Slayer is all about, like, the wheel of violence set in this kind of D&D style goblins and elves sort of situation, but it's really going to focus on actual way more material property. So yeah, like we were saying, I was really curious about what's going to happen to Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer episode 2 comes in and it's just a redhead with a big pair of tits bouncing about the place, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to let that go for the fan service, I don't mind. I did up to episode 4, I think, of Goblin Slayer, and by then I realised, no, it is not doing any of that. It's just slipped into being a kind of, I don't know what it is, but it wasn't what I thought it might have been. That being said, sorry, indolent person, I promise I'm getting back to this answer. So that's the story of whatever my experience was. That being said, I have actually had this conversation subsequently with some people online. And yeah, man, absolutely. They were saying, don't worry about it. Forget the anime. Do read the manga. So the overall thing they were saying, because I've not done it yet, is that the artwork in the manga is actually really fucking good. And I've seen a few Google search results. It does look really, really nice. Obviously, it's still a little bit gory and a little bit graphic, but I don't really care. There's a particular story arc in the manga, like the first one is really, really strong, and then apparently the second story arc isn't quite as good, but probably still worth a read. So thanks, an indolent person, but yeah, I'm already on that boat. Disappointed with the anime after that first episode. I thought it was going to be saying something, it turns out it was just doing the whole introduction shock value to try to keep you hooked thing, which, meh. That might work on people who are a bit new to anime, but, as an soon to be older, jaded man, I really don't fucking fall for that anymore. Matsujin for me says, hello, 2 questions for you. Hello, Matsujin. May you be able to make a tutorial on faces for men? Well, I've done one before, but we'll do some more down the line, certainly. I use your video on anime and manga faces. That's helped me out a lot. Oh, awesome, man. I'm glad. And also, are your tips and tricks on inking to add depth to black and white comic? Sorry, my fault. What are your tips and tricks on inking to add depth to black and white comics? I have a comic online, I'm nowhere near your skill level, don't worry about it, and I feel my panels are flat because they lack more solid black. I just don't really know where to place them. It's just trial and error. Thanks. Matsujin, what comics do you read and love? What do you look up to? What really influences? Look at how they're doing those shadows. When you've got a thing that's casting a shadow but it's quite near another surface, you can kind of dive in and do hard, and this is problem. This is easier shown than it is told. But you can kind of dive in and do those harder black ink lines when you've got two soft surfaces where you've got your line work just being the outlying edge of something. Basic example, imagine a pair of boobs just getting cleaved together. Cleave! The one word that means the opposite of itself in two different uses. You can cleave things apart and you can cleave things together. Bloody love English. Anyway, so the line kind of over two boobs as they kind of get squeezed together. When you've got two squishy materials, that line can get thinner and thinner to the point you might not even include it right at the middle part. Sometimes when I'm drawing in characters' noses, I might not put a line at the very, very tip of the nose because I want to pull that weight away a little bit. But yeah, there's cast shadows can be a little bit tougher or a little bit harder and a little bit darker, as long as they're quite near the object that they're actually casting onto, and you're relatively happy with the idea that you're drawing something with pretty much just a singular light source. But yeah, there's a lot kind of going on there and a lot to play around with. I feel like I've talked about that a bit with pencil, but not massively about shadows and shading. Oh, in the meantime, Proco. It's not quite for inking artwork, it's a little bit more for art in a wider sense, but Proco has hands down the best video on YouTube about shadows, so I recommend having a look at that one. Mr. Derpyhead says, guys, I need help with my anime drawing. I really want to start a new habit stroke skill, but I have no idea where to start. Like, should I buy the books for introductions and anime drawing? I need help. Mr. Derpyhead, yeah, grab yourself somebody's how to draw book. It's always a nice start. It's nice to physically have a book because it suddenly makes you feel like you're committed into the process. But remember, online you've got so many free and accessible options. Google is your friend, man, and YouTube as well. Massive Sex, that is S-E-K-S, well done, said, which should I start first, perspective drawing or figure drawing with proportion control? Massive Sex, there's no one right answer. I would say maybe do some figure drawing first, because then you'll have something for which you can then try to draw in perspective a little bit later. But follow your heart. Ahmed Mustafa says, review the Huion H640p, please. H640. Guys, so upcoming review is the XP pen that I'm currently living off. I think I need to take another look at that Vike tablet as well. And also obviously do a video that combines all of my tablet knowledge combined over the years, studied from ancient scrolls and wizened people, into one video, so I can basically, before Christmas, say, if anyone wants to buy a tablet, here's my opinion of everything that I've, worked together so far. Oh, H640p. Have I not reviewed that one? That's the Inspiroi range, right? Or maybe I've done a different one from the Inspiroi. Oh, I did the 430p, didn't I? Yeah, yeah, I might be able to have a look at that, dude, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to fit it in before Christmas, sadly enough. Anyway, Michael Washam says, after watching your hair tutorial videos, I think there's one that I would really appreciate it if you make a tutorial about braids and black people's hair. Michael. Randomly, we've discovered over the months and years, I actually really struggle with braids. I don't know if it's like a spatial perception thing, but I keep getting the knots the wrong way around, and then I just get myself in a muddle. So yeah, I'm well up for doing that, but Mikey's got to get a lot of braided practice in first before we dive to that. But black people's hair and its kind of different natures and like the different kind of works and things like... Do people say conch anymore? I'm pretty sure there's no racial implication if I talk about people getting their hair conked, but I also know that it's like a really old word. Anyway, just know that there's love in my heart. But basically, yeah, conchs, curls and other bits, we need to take a look at all of those options. Thanks for the suggestion, man. Awesomecraft HD says, what program do you use? Oh, Awesomecraft. For the most part, I'm a Photoshop boyo. Photoshop, obviously I'm not an industry guy, I'm just another kind of bloke trying to learn to draw. But Photoshop is, as a general rule of thumb, going to be the industry standard, so you do want to know how to use it. That being said, in terms of professional artists, I know many now, well, I know a few online, who use Clip Studio Paint, which gives you everything you need, gives you the professional art standard, also includes mannequin software in there as well, built into the program. And unlike Photoshop, you only need to pay for it once. You buy it and you're done. Photoshop, oh, by the way, for anybody who's tempted to buy Photoshop at the moment, you can buy Photoshop and pay them, maybe it's something like £15 to £17 a month, and you get Photoshop and like 100 gigs of cloud storage or some shit like that. Even better than that, get a pack Photoshop at the moment will give you Photoshop and Lightroom CC package. You get less online storage. It's closer to 20 gig, but let's face it, who cares? But it's cheaper. It's only like £10 a month. So, yeah, if anybody's in the market, have a look there. Also, people who do software editing and video editing, I think right now Magic's Vegas Pro is actually half price as well. They knocked 220 quid off, although it's still super expensive. Anyway, so yeah, in terms of softwares, a lot to look at. I'm really not sure if I'm going to fit it in before Christmas, sadly, anymore. It might have to push back into next year, but a lot of people have been asking me, as well as reviewing the tablet hardware, to start reviewing different art programs and software. So I hear you loud and clear, but just being ill has just really pushed back quite a lot of game plans that I've had this year, sadly. Merchandising next year, perhaps. We'll see what we do. Mega merch, everybody. Watch for space. Mugs and beanies and God knows what else. Fongs, why not? Paul Drawn Destiny says, hello Mikey, hello dude. I just watched this entire video and enjoyed every moment of it. Oh, you're too kind. And what I'm working on right now is turning all of the Disney princesses into ninjas. Oh my, oh god. I'd never known about Ninvember. You know, Inktober and then Ninjavember. I'd never heard of this until this year. Anyway, I'm doing ninjas in my art style. As for Inktober, I didn't go for it. I do plan to next year, however. That way I at least get time to understand what Inktober is really about. Lols, and keep putting out this wonderful content. I enjoy watching your videos and hearing you ramble all the time. Oh my goodness, thank you. You're too kind, good sir. Now I think I'm going to start drawing. Oh, I'm going to start drinking me some tea. What a great suggestion. And drawing during, possibly, and after. Do you think I should really put some milk in the tea? I've never tried that before. Okay, this can be a bit of a contentious point. So, and by the way, I'm not talking about builder's tea. I'm not saying I have 5 tons of milk in there. I'm not a monster, Tim. But basically, I do like milk in my tea. But, I'm not going full-on care home beige with it or anything like that. I do like a strong cup of tea. That being said, if you're from different parts of Europe, and I know all of you Czech lot as well, don't take milk in your tea. And then in Russia, I know a lot of you guys like to take lemon with your tea instead. That's fine, live your life. But that is nigasugimasu. Nigai! It's too bitter for me. So yeah, PG tips, or at the moment I'm really on that Yorkshire tea vibe. Yorkshire tea bags are good, but PG tips have a pyramid bag, so you get better circulation. Swings and roundabouts. But yeah, definitely have milk in my tea, but no sugar. Hey Mikey, question. What would you say is better out of the Galmon PD 1560 pen monitor or the Huion Canvas GT 156? Jun Jusagi. There's not too much between them, so if you get either, I think either one's going to look after you quite well. But Huion Canvas GT 156 wins hand down. The 156 version 2, that is. It's got the bad boy 8K pressure levels Huion pen. The surface texture resistance is really nice, even though it's still got that surface you get with a lot of Huion models that kind of make things a little bit darker, so you do want to just color check your work before you get it ready for publication. That being said, the XP Pen Artist 12 I'm working on at the moment, again, I'm grateful that I happen to have had it sent so that I can now do some work again. But, oh my god, the color levels on that are so fucking off. It's incredible. But again, it is great for a first timer. It's just not something for a pro. Somebody whose name is in Chinese has then written a comment in Korean. That's fantastic. Annyeong, sumnida, jalchite, but I'm not going to be able to actually translate and do anything about that right now. And, someone who is from Russia says, whose name is in Cyrillic, so I can't read it, dude, says, hello from Russia. Well, hello from England, good sir. How are you? Mikey, I've been long subscribed to your channel. Oh, thank you. Very good video in general. Really like your work. And I want to ask you for advice. Go ahead. I want to buy a graphics tablet and, oh God, guys, you know what? Maybe I haven't appreciated for a lot of you guys. We are coming up to Christmas and it might be shopping time. I'm so sorry I've not been around to answer your tablet theme questions. I cannot make a choice because of the negative reviews about Huion and XP Pen. The choices between the XP Pen Artist 22E and the Huion Canvas GT 221 Pro. Huion Canvas, personally, and again, both of them have strong options and strong things about them. Personally, Huion Canvas GT 221 Pro. If you're using a Windows-based computer and not a Mac, because I know some Huion drivers with a lot of the recent Mac upgrades have not been amazing, but as far as I'm using it as a Windows user, absolutely flawless. Really pleased with it compared to others. So I hope that's of some use, but I appreciate your question is about 3 weeks old. I am sorry. Bro scarf. Oh, my favourite types of scarves are scarves that got your back, bro. Hey, Mikey, first of all, more Hunter times Hunter. Yes, Hunter is back on, everybody. Oh my god. I've probably said this before, guys. So it's just, but basically, reading Hunter x Hunter was really nice whilst I was ill. I was just really glad it was back. I have this really bad habit. I can't stop myself. I don't want to do it, but it happens. When I'm really poorly, and I'm very rarely, oh my God, touch wood, I'm very rarely actually quite ill. I very rarely catch colds, if I'm in an office full of people and there's one going round. So usually it's okay. But when I am poorly, I dig deep. And it's only those moments when I'm thinking, oh, I'm quite ill and unwell and unhappy, I might as well just put on a film to pass the time. For some reason, the only films I ever remember are people's suggestions for really horrible movies. So I've probably mentioned before, but I was ill years and years and years ago. And over the weekend when I was at my lowest, I remembered that somebody recommended a really good TV series called the Red Riding Trilogy, based on a series of books. So I put that on, and it is the most depressing bit of media I've ever watched in my life. It is horrific. So dark. So bleak. So bleak. So I was just like, oh wow, I genuinely feel worse, and probably just stayed ill for a few further days. Anyway, long story short, this time I was just like, oh, I'm feeling well enough to look at a screen again. I need to put a film on and just relax. So I put on Hereditary. Oh my God, that was a bad choice. Hereditary is a great film. I know a lot of people are a bit one way or the other, and it is basically a schlock horror film that is filmed immaculately. The cinematography and the pacing and the weight and the measurement is great. But I understand it's very much a B-movie idea. That being said, when all the people are turning up in the air... Oh, no, that did not make me feel better at all. Anyway, what I'm getting at is reading Hunter x Hunter was a pleasure. I'm glad that was good. Anyway, I get the hype. Yes, bro, Scarf, good. I've been drawing some OCs, you continue to say, that I want to use in short comics and then later want to make a full manga of. I think doing it this way would be a good way, since you can try out the characters and settings into some smaller works, and then once you know what you want, you can start on that big manga production with actual story arcs, etc. Of course, I'll have to first finish Inktober, but it's going to be pretty good for my first participation. Bro, Scarf, 110%. One-shots, the one-shot lifestyle. A lot of those big boy manga artists, the ones that you've come to love over the years and they're the real powerhouses, have often done one-shots before they really dived into the thing that made them who they are. And in those one-shot mangas, they often include variations of characters which they later take on and adapt for further stuff. So absolutely, what you've just said is fucking amazing. Oh my God, I want to do that. I want to do a one-shot of that kind of big idea I've got, because... Stop worrying about it being a big idea and just get the basics down and just produce something and get some feedback. Broscarf. Delicious. Great comment. Thank you. I feel really motivated by that idea. Don't worry. I'm sure I'll watch a horrible film and completely forget. One shot of variation of the game plan. Not anytime soon, though. Still must complete finishing Ash from Overwatch. Walpole V Everywhere says, hey Mikey, hello there WTE, hope that you are doing bloody well too. Oh, you're too kind. Oh, so much better now, thanks for asking, man. As you're making manga, have you considered making manga? Bear in mind, when I say I'm making a manga, what I mean is I've written down some stuff and I've drawn some pictures, and then I never ever do anything about it. Anyway, have you considered comic manga theory tutorials, page layout, panel structure, etc.? No, but I'm most certainly going to watch loads before I actually commit. Absolutely, I'm going to try to do my due diligence on that front. Somebody who does do that is White Manga, who is a published actual mangaka and makes loads of YouTube videos as well of all sorts of tutorials and stuff. I obviously focus on the sexy ladies and drawing from basic shapes and things like that, but I'm pretty sure White Manga has a tutorial for almost every major topic for sort of paneling and getting work done. So always worth a look over there as well. Especially, obviously he's got his own style, but when I see it, I do very much think of that kind of Bleach style of artwork. It really shines through. Anyway, you can start on that big wrong comment. Here's another podcast that I recommend. Oh, guys, I love your recommendations. Let me just go back to my notepad. Plumbing the Death Star. Ooh. Oh my God. That's not a podcast. That's a gay porn movie. Plumbing the Death Star. No thanks. I'm not going to fall for your lies. I'm not going to Google that at all. A round table show asking the important questions like which horror movie could you resolve with non-violence and how could you cope with being furniture? Oh, okay, that does sound quite good. Oh, maybe that is legit. I thought it was just a gay Star Wars fan parody or something like that. Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to give you some examples. Let's keep it safe. I'm going to pop that into a notepad file. Thanks, man. Plumbing the Death Star. Really don't know about that. Okay, let's pop back to... Oh, how are we doing for time? Okay, we're okay. I've got time for a couple more of your delicious comments. Oh, guys, I probably said this last time after I had the break and then disappeared for 3 weeks. So, take it with a pinch of salt. But no, guys, I'm really glad to be back on the scene and doing these things. I'm back on Twitch, catching up with Patreon, and we're going to slowly, it's always a bumpy start again, but we're going to slowly get back into the YouTubing as well. Basically, just trying to be present online. Just Just Commenting says, hey Mikey, hello Just Commenting. I just love the way you draw, thank you. And I heard that you're going to drop out a series of how to draw male manga characters, and I'm super excited. Oh my god, yeah, we've got a long way to go. Because I saw you draw Vasto Lorde Ichigo, episode 100, and it was amazing. Thank you so much, dude. Can't wait to start learning to draw handsome males from you. Oh yeah, we need to do those handsome boyos, don't we? And... You've got to be careful with this. Cunny Funt Game says, for someone who's entirely new to art but has wanted to do anime/lewd things for a long time, what would you say is the best place to start? What things to draw all the time, drills and practices, books or sites to look and study? CFG. As ever, I'd say start off with the free stuff because that's minimum commitment, right? There's free stuff online, free videos, free web pages, free tutorials, free guides, forums of other artists, but also... get yourself on Twitch, and I'm not talking about like hang out with me, although you're always welcome to say hi. There are so many artists, professional, amateur, right through the range, and industry people as well, who go on Twitch and do their artwork live, and they are like pretty much 100% of them are all willing to talk about their process, give you feedback, hints and tips. So seeing them live doing that, and very particularly being able to try to paint along whilst they're doing their own thing, is a massive game changer as well. It kind of really exposes you to technique. So, dude, absolutely do that. And Danny, are we good for time? We're good for time. Danny Malabaski says, hey, Mikey. Hello, Danny. Don't worry about pronouncing my last name. I've yet to meet anyone who can get it first time. Malabaski, come on. I had a question regarding recording traditional work. What do you use to film your drawings? I'd like to be able to start streaming / making speed paint videos, but I only work in traditional because technology hates me, but I'm not sure where to start. Danny, I would suggest, in the world of having to make 1080p YouTube videos and stuff like that, get yourself a Logitech C220 webcam. It is a little bit expensive for a webcam. I forget how much I paid for mine, but have a look on Amazon. Or maybe like the generation before, a C21. But a simple Logitech webcam is what I mostly use. I personally bought a Logitech Brio webcam as well because that has 4K camera, and I thought that was going to allow me to get higher quality recordings of my sketchbook on my desk. Don't recommend that whatsoever. What really happens is that once you plug in the Brio, once you've got one webcam in, your computer freaks out because it doesn't know what to do when it's got two webcams sometimes. It resets all the levels on all of your audio equipment for some reason, and your microphone ports. Windows starts freaking. OBS has no idea what to do, and it takes ages. Anyway, I'm bitching now. The Logitech Brio is got a 4K webcam. Fine. Guess what it hasn't got? A fucking interface. Right. Okay. Right. It's happening, guys. So 4K webcam. Fine. At best, do you remember when I did a tutorial and it was like having a seizure or something? This fucking webcam says that it was recording 30 frames a second, even when I was just trying to keep it low, like 2160p. And it was doing fucking 6 frames a second. 4 frames or something. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Massive letdown. And that thing cost 3 times as much. 1080p webcam's all you need, mate. Don't worry about that 4K stuff, because there was no software to support it. You could get the Logitech webcam option dialog up, where you could try to change the focal depth and stuff like that, but that didn't interact with anything. It didn't actually let you open OBS and change any of the settings as an interaction box. It was just a separate bit. So it's like, great, I can change how the webcam looks in this one device. This one device being something that doesn't record, doesn't stream, doesn't even involve FaceTime communication. What's the point of having that? What's the point? Anyway, so somewhere in my review channel, I do a very brief review of Michael Hampton's figure drawing design and invention. That day was supposed to be an unboxing review for the Logitech Brio webcam, the 4K one, and is it worth it? And it wasn't worth it. I realised that I don't want to make a review video where I'm bitching for 5 minutes. And I was like, no, I'm just going to talk about something else. So then we talked about that drawing book instead. Trigger warning. Logitech Brio 4K trigger warning, okay? I don't want to hear about that shit anymore. But dude, thank you very much for asking. I'd say get yourself just a standard Logitech webcam. You're probably going to want a flexible arm. And those things are like maybe £10 on eBay, but that's super, super useful. It kind of clamps to your desk and you can move it around the place. I use a Rode USB NTG. Wait, basically you can find my equipment, I think, mostly in a link somewhere. But yeah. Wait, what are we talking about? Yeah, just get into it, dude. Don't worry about having the best things. When I started YouTube, the only thing I had was a Samsung Galaxy Note 2. That was my mobile phone at the time. So my videos were made by, I hung a coat hanger over the top of my monitor, and I just placed the phone facing downward over my desk. And so all the video and all the audio was just from the phone camera. And then, because my internet connection back then was the worst, I also, after rendering the videos on my computer, had to put the videos back onto my phone and upload to YouTube from my phone, because my mobile phone contract was better and faster than my house internet at the time. So don't wait for the best kit, dude. Just start making, creating, get a feel for it. Yeah, that's about it. Tarkus D says, Inktober, I decided to pick up drawing as a hobby this summer, and I made a mistake to also try playing around with ink. What a mess. Not again anytime soon. Oh no, you're done with ink, dude. But I feel that I improved quite a bit. Did a Bowsette drawing recently to test out, oh well done for getting on a hype train, to test out what I learned, and it turned out quite nice. I also learned a lot whilst drawing, but how do I get faster? Tarkus, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. That comes. Getting faster, I used to... Like, start of this year, I was always trying to find out how to get faster, and I think honestly, the only way that I do better art is just understanding, but it's going to take me longer, and I think I just have to accept that now. But look, basically, if you find out how to do faster art, let me know, okay? Because I'm searching just as much as you are, mate. Guys, I think that brings us a little bit towards the end of today's episode. Thank you so much, anyone who's listened in now, especially after hiatus from the Mega side of things has kicked in. Anybody who has actually listened to this DWM today, I know that you've probably had to hunt that down more than you've had it come up in your suggestions list and stuff. I mean, of any luck, because I've kind of got a feeling for how YouTube works these days. Well, currently, because it always changes, right? So thank you so much again. I gratefully appreciate it. I hope you've managed to get some artwork of your own done in the background. And of course, if I've not managed to read your comment, I try to do as many as I can, but it's inevitable that unfortunately I miss some. If I've missed it and you've got something important to say, don't worry, man. Copy it, paste it, stick it into next week's episode, and with any luck, I will be able to read it for them. And of course, guys, although right now I'm still doing catch-up on last month's Patreon, so I'm not really going to push it and promote it, please do not think I do not love you fantastic patrons who make all of this possible and have actually kept me fed during that 3 weeks whilst I was also, not actually producing content on YouTube. Extra shout-out, of course, to those big boys from last week. Top tiers were Numeritor. Oh my goodness, good sir, what a fantastic name. Kiriyama, I bloody love you. Epic. Chara, fantastic. There's a exclamation mark after epic, so I gave you a little beat. Andrew Eppers, bloody love you, good sir. XZenif6, what a fantastic man. Joshua Harbinson, oh my god, I love you. Gabriel Castro, you are a bad boy and always on my social side of Patreon as well. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, guys, it looks like I'm reading your first and last names. I hope it doesn't count as doxing. Please don't take it offensively, but if you want me to keep your first name in future, I'll do the best. Breton Foster, thank you so much, man. Mateo Erig and Hamongchi L and Zahaki, you bloody lovely people. Thank you so much. You guys are going to have to wait a little bit longer, you know that. I'm going to get that Ash artwork finished and popped out and obviously update all the bits for Patreon. And then obviously, you know what we're talking about. That higher tier experimental stuff that we're doing. It's going to then take me kind of a few days to also work on that. You don't deserve to have to wait so long. This is all completely my fault this month whilst we're catching up. But, that's just how things are right now. We've got to accept it, and all I can do is apologise and push through, and also just tell you again that I bloody love you all. As for the rest of you, I bloody love you as well. Thank you so much for listening in. Come check out on Twitch. We hang out there a lot. But other than that, I hope you have a bloody lovely week, guys. And take care.
Mikey, mega, oh baby, give me one more chance to show you that I love you. Won't you please let me back in your heart?